Maine is a great state. We have the best lobster, we have great skiing, beautiful beaches in the south, a spectacular rocky coast in the north, and lakes in the middle. We have L.L. Bean, Stephen King, and the mysterious hamlet of Cabot Cove, where people are always getting murdered. It's also a great birding state. With spruce forest in the north, salt marshes along the coast, and Maine sits conveniently on one of the key migratory flyways. In the winter of 2022 and 2023, it was home to one of the more remarkable birds ever seen in the United States, the Steller's sea eagle. Maine is also our home and a place where we did a lot of birding during week 30 of Ethan and Ingrid's 2024 Big Year. Welcome to our recap. One of the challenges of doing a big year is balancing birding with other things in life. Various appointments for eyeglasses, checkups, dental visits, and car maintenance all need to happen as they normally do. So does family time and important events in the lives of those close to us. Such was the case with our little grandson's first birthday. We were not going to miss this, even when tested by the fact that a hard-to-find little gull had showed up on a beach 45 minutes south of our birthday party beach, naturally. Little gulls breed in Central and Eastern Europe and winter in small numbers in Eastern North America. Since these gulls are not easy to get, we hoped this one would decide to stick around and enjoy the nice Maine weather and the ample beach snacks until we could get there. So after pizza, cupcakes, presents, and games, we said goodbye to our little birthday boy and headed for the Little Gull. When we arrived, a few of our birding friends were already there, and more joined us as time passed. Although no little gull was present yet, we were hopeful with this many trained eyes on the lookout, if one came in, it would not go unnoticed. And that is exactly what happened when our friend Tova was scanning with her scope. My phone rang. "Definitive little gull in between us," she exclaimed and described where it was. She quickly made her way over and got us on this adorable little bird. Birding friends really are the best. Bird number 620 for our big year. Saturday, we boarded a whale watch out of Bar Harbor with one target bird in mind, the South Polar Skua. A skua is a large, barrel-chested seabird that makes its living chasing gulls and shearwaters until they regurgitate their food, thus providing the skua with a nice meal. Yuck. Anyway, the South Polar Skua breeds during our winter near Antarctica and roams over the world's oceans the rest of the year, showing up in the Gulf of Maine each summer and fall. After a couple hours out on the ocean, while everyone on the boat was looking for whales, Ethan and I were picking out the shearwaters and phalaropes when we saw two birds in the distance that looked to be good candidates for skuas. As we raised our binoculars to get a better look, the boat abruptly turned to the left to see a darn humpback whale, blocking our view of the birds. Ethan raced to the back of the boat, through the inner seating cabins, no doubt knocking over several small children. When he reached the stern, he was able to reacquire one of the birds and get a lousy but diagnostic photo. Definitely a South Polar Skua and bird number 621 for the year. Okay, just about dawn on Sunday, July 28th, and we are leaving Bangor, Maine, heading up north to Millinocket and the Tilos Road in search of the elusive American Three-Toed Woodpecker. An inconspicuous woodpecker of spruce forests or bogs with many dead trees, the American Three-Toed Woodpecker is a very challenging bird as it prefers remote locations, often at altitude in the mountains. We had hoped to see one in our earlier travels through the Rockies and the mountains of New Mexico and Washington State, but no luck. So on Sunday, we headed to the place Ethan and I had ticked our one and only three-toed back in 2021, Tilos Road in the North Maine woods. First, one has an hour of pleasant highway driving north to Millinocket. From there, you head west for 30 miles on the Golden Road, a dusty combination of washboard gravel, incidental pavement filled with potholes and ruts, not to mention huge lumber trucks hauling tons of harvested trees out of the woods. The lumber trucks have absolute right-of-way and reportedly will not stop for anything. We don't know if that is true, but We get to the side of the Golden Road when we see a lumber truck. No need to risk it. The Golden Road is actually a 96-mile private road built by the Great Northern Paper Company in the 1970s. It stretched from the Canadian border to the now closed mill in Millinocket. Great Northern allows private drivers access to the road, and it is a major thoroughfare into the North Woods for sportsmen, paddlers, and people looking for the American Three-Toed Woodpecker. After an hour of teeth-rattling driving on the Golden Road, we turned north onto the Tilos Road for another 20 miles. The Tilos Road is notorious for shredding one's tires, and a friend that drives it regularly carries a full spare, a can of Fix-A-Flat, a portable air compressor, and a breaker bar. The rocks in this photo are not atypical. Today, we survived the Tilos Road unscathed by driving 25 miles per hour. Finally, we reached Umbazookas Road, Maine's only somewhat reliable place to find the American Three-Toed Woodpecker. We had detailed intelligence from friends who had gotten the bird earlier in the summer, and after surviving Golden Road and Tilos, we were confident of victory. Unfortunately, all we got was the agony of defeat. We searched for 5 hours and never found the bird. And we came pretty darn close to hitting this moose when we turned a bend on a very narrow road. In the last 2 weeks, Maine has had 3 remarkable avian visitors. On July 14th, a ferruginous hawk was seen at the Auburn Airport, a state first for this bird of the West. Unfortunately, Ethan and I were on a plane back from Florida on the 14th, and the bird was gone the next day. July 18th, a tropical kingbird was reported on the power lines near a dam in Dayton, Maine. The word tropical should tip you off where this bird should be, and it isn't Maine. We got lots of photos and videos of this very obliging bird that, as of this post, is still hanging around the dam. And on the 23rd, we had our first state record of an anhinga, and in our own home county. None of these shocking Maine rarities were new birds for our big year. We had ticked them off months earlier, but it gave us a great chance to visit our Maine birding friends who we haven't seen too much this year. A rare bird sighting can become quite a social event. All in all, our 3 weeks home have been a lot of fun. Our next expedition takes us to Arizona, where the late summer monsoon season brings in the birds. Wish us luck.
Thanks for watching this weekly recap of Ethan and Ingrid's 2024 Big Year. Remember to visit our blog at bigyearbirding.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the subscribe button. And if you want more of this silliness, we also have a Facebook and Instagram page. Happy birding!